Happy Tuesday, everybody. What is going on? We are live at 8:01 timely, okay? Timely on this Tuesday for everyone. It is Q Willis here and my good brother Winfred Burns, ready to host and chat and share all of the goodness that is the scoop with you on this Tuesday. So come on in this room, get comfortable, grab your chargers, grab your sips, grab your all of your things that you need to get comfortable, to be still for a little bit and get your think on, get your comment on, lotion up them fingers. Because we want you typing and swiping with us on this evening because we have got some good stuff for you on this evening. Okay. One of these posts, the numbers were numbering the last time I took a peep. I said, oh, okay. Okay. So definitely get comfortable. Get in that comment section. And if you would, go ahead and drop your city and state that you are repping in the comment section for us for the one time so that we know you are here and you are ready to get it in with your scoop crew. And let me see, let me go ahead and give you an example. Okay, see, baby. Boom. And there you go. Set the example for the people on this good Tuesday. Right. Go ahead and hit that share button while you are there. All right. Go and hit that comment, city, state. And then to the left, hit that share button so your people on your main timeline know where you're going to be spending your time on this evening. Okay. We want them to come in and join us. So while you hit that share, go ahead and drop a little comment and say, come on, y'all. It's time for the scoop. Let's go and chat it up real quick for the one time with the scoop crew. Okay. So get good and comfy. But if this Tuesday does not allow for you to enjoy in the chat comfort, we understand. We're sorry, but we understand. Okay. And don't worry, because we do care. We have created all kinds of different ways for you to be able to stay locked in with us. And while you might miss the real time conversation, you can still tap in. Okay. We talk back. So go ahead and swipe left, right, whatever your device requires. Go ahead and drop this into your gallery, screenshot this one here, and also slide it into your group chats and let the people know that this is where they can catch the replay of the Scoop Show. Okay. You can follow us on all these social media channels. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and SoundCloud. You can follow us on YouTube at The Scoop Show, on Facebook at Real Scoop Show, on Instagram at The Scoop Radio Show, and on SoundCloud. For those of you who cannot stare into our beautiful brown eyes for the duration, you can listen on while you're driving, while you're riding, while you're walking, while you're doing your thing. You can tap in with the Scoop on SoundCloud by searching at The Scoop Show. Hey SoundCloud, hey y'all. So be sure and do that there. All right, now this wonderful agenda that I keep mentioning. Okay, this wonderful agenda that I keep mentioning is not just the work of me and Win. Okay. Like we got a whole lot of things going on. It couldn't possibly be just us. So we have created this thing. Well, actually, y'all created it. We just kind of gave it a name. We're just called Straight Out of the Inbox. Okay. So whenever you see our nifty little graphic that shows, hey, what's going on, bro? That's what I'm talking about. That was a quick like. I love that. Whenever you see this nice little graphic right here, straight out of the inbox, or you see the hashtag SOTI, go ahead and tap in because you know that particular conversation is brought to you by you. Okay. And you do that by tagging us into your chats. Not your chats. Don't put us in the group chat. But tag us into the comment threads. Tag us in to all of the juicy stuff that has got you thinking, it has got you chatting, and the rabbit hole that you are happy to be burrowing down. We want to go with you. Okay. Take us with you. You need a +1 or 2. So tag Win and I in, and we will happily share it to our pages and get the people going. Okay. We like to get the people going. It's provocative. You Get the people going. and we love that you partake in that provocativity with us. Okay, so whenever you see that is something that you need to know. We need to know what you think about that thing. So go ahead and get in that comment section, and and let us know what you think and what we need to be talking about. And if we really, really, really get to chatting, then you'll see it right here on this agenda. Thank you, bro. Appreciate the stars. Much appreciated. So yeah, tap in straight out of the inbox so we can chat it up real good here on the scoop. All right. I think that's it. Out of the inbox. Tap in for the replay. How you, bro?
I'm good. I am good. I'm glad to be here. I'm even though we don't have a long agenda, I'm glad about this agenda.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Plus, plus it's spring break, so the young prince is here. So,
yes, my nephew. All big and handsome and stuff.
Getting big.
It's my baby.
Getting big. So yeah. Other than that, I'm good. I'm good.
I know the first time I actually get to like hug his body real good, he gonna get back in the car and be like, "Dad." Right. That's on the right. Yep. That's her. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have your show tonight, right? Yeah. Can I come in and do the music? I was like, we don't do the music at the beginning anymore. Well, why not?
Shoot, the music don't want us to do it no more. Shit,
music don't act right, son. Right.
Had nothing to do with us.
We didn't decide. That wasn't our choice. So
okay, that part.
So yeah, but he's good. He's good. Good week. Like I said, Sunday was good. I'm exhausted. Like last week was a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like you made it.
I made it. Like what I do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Yeah, then Saturday wouldn't pick up. Yeah, so it was a lot, but all good. Worked well, fun. I'm excited. I'm on vacation this week, so.
Hey, vacation. Yeah. Hey.
So, yeah, glad to be here tonight. I know we got, like I said, we got some good conversations. I'm ready to jump in and get it started. So, you good? You good?
I am here, and I am happy to be here. It has been a lot of long things, a lot going on for me. So I am happy to be right here in this seat with you beautiful, good people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Good to have you. Good for you. Glad for you. So, all right, you ready?
Mm-hmm. What you got? Well, I mean, I can look at the agenda, but you know me. What's first, bro?
Like, finish tagging. Okay. All right. So let's go. What we got up first? Yeah. All right. This one. Where we go? Here we go. Cows do. All right. The first one. Where we go? Hold on. All right. The first one says, ladies, how do you feel? And what is your thought process when you see or hear a man tearing down another man for being a good guy? What are your thoughts about a man who claims that every man who loves a woman is a simp? What does that tell you personally about a man who says that? Why do you think some men hate to see other men treating women well?
Mm. Mm. So,
ladies, go ahead and drop your comments if you too as well.
Yeah, ladies, if you're here, let us know what you think about this here. There's quite a few here, so I'm gonna start at the top because I don't think when I answered the question, I answered it, but then I think I left off like one or two questions, and I was like, this demographic of dudes I don't even give that much energy to. I'm not editing this comment. I even went back to do it, and I was like, no, that's enough. So I will expound here. How do you feel, and what is your thought process when you see or hear a man tearing down another man for being a good guy? So it's immediately unattractive to me. It is a if I were a single woman, it would be automatic turn off. If this was a conversation is, related to relationships or anything like that, not to assume, not to say I would assume that everyone commenting would be a potential for me, but they would absolutely not be if they decided I was, if that was the energy that they were giving, is what I'm trying to say. I think it's silly when men come for other men who already have women for treating them well. It seems like a useless, I don't know if it's frustration or irk or thing to take issue with, because like, why would that bother you to be so loud about how another man cares for his woman? So that's
Mhm.
one of the things that kind of be like, why are you mad? Why are you coming for this guy? What are your thoughts about a man who claims that every man who loves a woman is a simp? I think that's just weak. I think it means you either have not encountered a woman that you have desired to care for in that way, um, a way that is outside of how you care for random people, or you have met a woman who you have gone what you feel is out of your way for or done the most for, and she did not appreciate it, and now all things under the umbrella of extra and out of the norm are now under this simp because you felt a way about it. He felt a way about how that worked out. Now all of the things that make her feel good mean simp. You know what I mean? So I agree with I agree with bro. Like, that's not the way we're using it, is not the way, that's not the definition, which is another level of ignorance that's attached to the group of people who constantly say this simp thing. Um what are the other questions? I'm sorry, bro. Pop it up one more time. That was a lot, and I want to make sure I hit it all. What are your thoughts about a man who claims that every man? What does that tell you personally about a man who says that, and why do you think some men hate to see other men treating women well? What does that tell you personally about a man who says that? Um, it can't tell me much personally about him because I don't know him personally, but it does set my expectation for future engagements with him in that platform. I expect this man to be off topic. I expect this man to incite, to comment in a way that incites emotion versus sound debate within the actual conversation that we're having. To create a gotcha. I've had conversations with men who move this way, and no matter what you say to this type of person, it's going to be twisted and turned and all that. Of course, that's what you say. Oh, these modern women, like, that's that's the expectation of conversation that I expect from this type of man. I don't see it going anywhere, which means I usually lose a lot of respect for the perspective off the top. Now that could be wrong, but I feel there's a level of closed-mindedness that comes with this type of man, and it does not deserve the energy that I would bring to a conversation of depth. So I go, okay, and move on to those, because we don't relate. I don't relate to that. You know what I mean? I'm not that type of woman, and I'm not attracted to that type of man. Whatever you're saying is not going to compute to me. So like, I really just kind of like, oh, okay, scroll, and if I continue to get engaged by that person, I'm quick to dismiss it. You've seen how I do it. Okay, I appreciate that. I understand. And we'll move on. Yeah. So that's my nutshell of that. I'm not about to give a lot of energy to those men.
Jamie says it's giving your raise a standard that they don't want raised.
Yep, that too. You making us look bad. Like, we can't all do that. And why do you think now they all think they could deserve that? Now, now it becomes a question of worth and all of that. Why are we doing all of this? They don't deserve that. Well, he ain't doing it for them. He's doing it for her. Yeah.
KG brought
I
up
like that one. That's true.
Yeah, I do too. Because I think in some instances. So let me back. So when I was thinking, when I first read this, I thought, how are we using it? That we use this in multiple ways that don't always. What's up, Dan? That doesn't always really make sense because we'll call Russell Wilson the simp, and right now he's king. He's the king of simps right now. So it's so I. So to me, when I hear somebody use it in that context, I think pretty similar to how Jamie thought about it. But then I have seen like the way KG gave the acronym for it. We wouldn't call that person a simp. We would call him a Captain Saver. And so it was like, so there's these different ways in which it's used that is kind of strange. But overall, if we're talking about the Russell Wilson type guy, which is usually as a man, even though I know this question is for ladies, when I hear another man tearing another man down for being a good guy, I always wonder, like, what does that mean? Like, are we saying he's a good guy? Are we saying he's weak? Are we saying, because I got some good guy friends who are weak. I do. I have some good guy friends, so I'm like, man, you are too, like, you got to stop letting people walk all over you, like that. So what are we saying? So again, but if looking at Russell Wilson, let's use him as the example. I'm thinking, again, y'all are hating on dude because, again, the way he treats his woman is not the way you want to treat your woman. And because you think he's doing too much, because you think he dotes all over his wife too much, and that's not how you want to be, then, or because in that instance, because you think she's too good for him, and the only reason he got her is because he got money. Now it shows your slip is showing now because you feel insecure and because you couldn't get Sierra because you ain't got a whole lot of money. So it just, again, it depends to me on the context of which the type of guy that I hear them talking about. That's the way I think about.
So I, as a woman who have engaged and viewed many debates about this, as you use Russell as the example, I think men who subscribe to this thought process put Russell in the demo that KG mentioned. He's idolizing mediocre, yum yum. And it's because she's not as beautiful and talented and as the good a mother as she appears to be, as good a wife as she appears to be for him, and the way that he does all of those things that you just said would be the example. I don't think she qualifies for that treatment based on her past.
Oh, yeah. See, I wouldn't. That's not how I look at that.
People come for Russ because why is he doing all of that for her after she's been for the streets? Because she had that situation with Russ and whatever else that folks have imagined and created over the times from when she was hanging with, when she first came out and was doing CC, and she is not deemed worthy of that treatment. If she was with someone who men were fawning after as wifey, if she was the clean, if she was the neat, still sexy, but if she was the untouched version of Sierra and Russ swooped in, then it would be, oh, that makes sense. She's bad, he's that, and then he might be getting sense for what you were talking about. Why, dude's going real hard for, she fine, but is she ever?
But usually when I hear them, like, the guy from the football Channing talking about, man, he corny. He wouldn't be able to get her if he wouldn't have money. He's corny. That's the the context I hear a lot. He's corny, so the dude is a cornball, and if he's a nerd and the lame, only reason he was able to pull her was because he got money. That's the narrative that I hear.
And they say that, and they say she chose him because she had been ran through by that other side. Of course, that's what they do. Of course, when they for the streets, when they want to settle down and have that baby and he leave her, yeah, she gonna find her a sip to take care of her. That's how that is. Not at all taking into account that Russell Wilson is a effing millionaire who could pick any, no matter how corny that man is or whatever you want to call him, no matter how many Hawaiian shirts that man rock and khaki short, no matter how he could, that one, and
yeah,
I'm gonna think about her. He could do that. You know what I mean? Still something that them with their cool asses could not do. So there's so many levels to why that particular couple stays. It is a effing social case study in and of itself for our culture of how we've made them so many different.
We've done the same. I mean, I think we've done the same thing. Well, not that bad. No, let me take that back. I was about to say the Jay-Z and Beyonce, but we do that with them in the context of looks. But we'll allow his money to offset the looks, and so
right, because she wasn't broke. Like
no, but it's not
broke. Like she did not need nobody to save her. If she would have never found Russ and just had that baby, her and little baby Future would have been okay. Yeah.
What did he say about because she's CC and she wanted to be the Future, but Future cheated her after she had the baby. Yeah.
Before she had the baby, right?
What's
like
that?
They were done before she had the baby.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, she did. They split before she had the baby.
I'll tell you I know. So what are your thoughts about a man who claims that every man who loves a woman is a simp? I think that man is a fool.
Yeah.
What does that tell you personally about a man who says that he's a fool? Now it tells me that he's the type of man who really does not know how to treat women, or he's never been with the woman who he's actually cared about enough to treat well.
Yep.
Why do you think some men hate to see other men treating women well? I think there's a few reasons to that. So I would say, as a man, I think one of it is, I think Jamie's right in terms of the standard. There's a certain standard. I think the other part of it is that some men are so insecure that the idea that this is now what it's going to take to get this woman or other women is a problem because now, wait a minute, you setting the standard too high, and I don't got to do all of this to get no. Let's just call it what it is. I don't have to. A lot of times when we have those conversations, it's centered around what you have to do to get some sex.
Yeah,
it's like you had to go through all of that to get some, and I don't. So I think a lot of it is just a level of insecurity that we don't want to deal with ourselves. So, I also think KG's right. There's a level of hurt there. I think that there are some men who have tried to do that in the past, and because they've gotten hurt, then all of a sudden now there's that barrier of I'm not doing it again. Like I think it's layered. I think there's layered reasons to that. But yeah, I'll stop there.
I'm sick of it though. I'll tell you that. I want to take them layers offline. Can we take the layers offline? Because
I'm gonna say this. I think women should continue to keep their standards high and continue to, until you find a man who you are because look, and here's why I say that. I'm gonna say until you find a man who's willing to treat you, the dating process at very well, then don't settle. Because as a man, I think any man who is serious will tell you he has expectations of the woman he's with. So I don't see anything wrong with you having expectations of the way you're treated as a woman.
Yeah.
So if I expect you to do certain things from now until as long as we're together, I don't think that there's anything wrong with you having some expectations for me as to how I treat you. Now, as long as we on the same wavelength, then that's cool. Let's rock and roll. Do what we got to do. I take care of you. You take care of me, and we can both be happy together. It's when I'm expecting you up here and you treat me down here, and then you still want up here, that it becomes a problem. That gap is too big, and it's not gonna work. So they went. The high school sweetheart let a better man hit and they hurt.
For some, it feels that way. Yeah. Which is why so many women ask on posts, who hurt you? Because it's obvious. If some folks do it to be petty and be like, but a lot of y'all, it ain't cutting the way you think it's cutting. It's giving crying. Okay. Like while we talking about it, and nothing's wrong with crying, but let's just call that what it is. And let's stop running from when people ask, because not every woman who asked that question
is trying to be funny.
It's trying to be funny, because a lot of us want to understand what that is, because we know that there is hurt that is attached to what it is you're saying. So while I understand that might make you feel a type of way in a public space, to have someone say, who hurt you? Like, what hurt like that? But at the same time, you put that hurt in that same public space. So before you get extra, well, I gotta be hurt. Well, because did you read your comment? Like,
it sounded very.
Run that back and then tell me if somebody else said it, if you wouldn't be like, there might be a little something else there. And if you want to have a conversation about how we fix it.
I think, so let me say this. I think that at this point, asking that question is going to automatically come off like that.
Yeah.
I think if there's, and I'm not trying to tell people how to respond, but I think if that is your legitimate question, asking that, like, hey, did something happen to make you think this way? Might be.
Yeah. We can reword it, but the gist
is the same thing. Yeah. But it's the truth. It comes off as pretty bitter.
And understand that even though there are women who may not be your active, who's someone you're wanting to date personally, there are, I'm just saying, scroll up. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is there are still a lot of women who want to be better at this, who want to understand, who want to communicate better, to learn the ways, identify, even if it's through an unrelated, often that's where a lot of the learning does happen, is in those unrelated stories that connect. Oh, I may have done that. Okay. Didn't know that's how it felt, because everyone's not at the same level of communication. Everyone's not at the same level of reception. Everyone's not at the same level of willingness to see themselves. So through a comment thread of something unrelated, these wonderful hypotheticals that have kept the scoop going for however many years it's been going, these types of conversations can generate the connections and the healing and the next level that we keep saying that we want to have. So when people ask these questions, then understand everyone's not going to know who hurt you is not really the thing to say no more. The same way people keep asking about submission, and we know that damn well ain't going to get you the answer that you're supposed to get. You understand?
No.
But if the conversation, if they come in peace, try and dig a little bit to see if you could possibly teach another woman how to do it better. Because that, as a man, I'm telling you, that could do leaps and bounds for helping another woman speak better, be calmer, take a beat, have a moment before she is combative in these types of conversations. Because,
I also add to that, I agree. I add to that, and if you're the type of man who gets triggered every time somebody asks that, you probably should slow down for a second and find out and answer the question. Even if you don't answer on the post.
Yeah.
Answer the question, because your response probably was one that was a bit much.
Yeah.
And so you might not want to go ahead, you might not feel comfortable enough on a post saying, my high school sweetheart, another man, whatever. You're 50 years old. But at the same time, it would be good for you to ask yourself, why do I get so upset? Like anytime we talk about child support, and that's not me, but that's
another one.
You say child support, and all of a sudden you be like, you see the devil come out of people. So it's just like, oh,
yeah, yeah.
I would say think about that.
Yes.
Who hurt you are only fighting worse because they have not dealt with the pain. That's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dan says people often know what you are speaking of when you approach them, but are triggered by the conversation and play the fool and are just too proud to enter the healing process and choose a false mechanism of defense. I say false because it only
shows where you really are.
Exposes, not covers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing about comment threads. You never know who's gonna be down through there.
Right.
Who can read between them lines. And when you find yourself getting pulled, all kind of stuff getting pulled out, you be like, damn, I wasn't trying to do all of that. Mm-hmm. But there are people who see you, who want to see you, mm-hmm. and who are trying to have that conversation, who want to help. You know what I mean? So when you're having these conversations, you playing the fool and all of that, and you got a person like Dan that has the vernacular and has the insight and will be able to be like, let's tap into that. You know what I mean? So I mean, if you ain't ready to have a conversation, stay out the thread. Like those things are for your journal. Those things. Just saying, it's weird to me to be in the comment thread going in with all of these one-sided beat my chest, I am hurt, hear me roar, but we can't talk about how loud I'm roaring because hurt. Like, no, just watch. Because somebody is going to ask about that. You know, you might get some petty, but there's someone who might give a damn and is going to ask you to dig into that. And yeah, because that's what it is. We see it. It's out there. No malice, but we see it.
Clearly.
Yeah.
He said, I let my hurt run my life for a long time. It does not serve. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. I got time today. Heck yeah, I've seen those comments. And I go, I be sitting back on my phone, waiting, looking at the little dots go. Yeah. Somebody
look like this. Yeah, I do just like this.
Yep.
Here we go. Yep. Say, here we go.
Yep. I love it.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. And wife be happy. She just be cheesing. Keep it up, bro. Keep it up.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, that was good. Yep, let's go.
All right, this is longer. Let's see. Oh yeah, Jeff and Kia.
Oh.
All right, Jeff and Kia have been dating for 9 months. Kia has been telling Jeff that she wants to go away on a vacation. Jeff said that it sounds like a great idea. He suggested that Kia pick the place. So Kia decided that she wanted to go to Montego Bay, Jamaica, to an all-inclusive resort. The price of the tickets were $2,200 in total. She texted Jeff the information. Jeff responded, "Sounds good. I can have my $1,100 by next week." Kia was furious. Kia told Jeff that he is the man. He is supposed to pay for the entire trip, and that she feels like an idiot for the fact she even had to explain this to him. Jeff flat out told Kia that he cannot afford the whole trip by himself. So as of right now, the trip is off until Jeff can come up with all of the money. Was Jeff wrong for expecting Kia to pay half? Was Kia wrong for expecting Jeff to pay the whole thing? What are your thoughts on this?
Use your words. Damn. This was a total communication failure. All the red lights are blaring. Are swirling. All the sirens are blaring. This is a complete fail. I don't have any problem with them going on vacation 9 months in. I don't even have a problem with either of their expectations. Her expectation for him to pay for it all, or his to split it. My issue, where they were both wrong, is that Jeff flat out told Kia that he is the man. He is supposed to pay the whole trip by himself. So as of right now, the trip is off until Jeff can come up with all of the money. Was Jeff wrong for expecting Kia to pay half? Was Kia wrong for expecting Jeff to pay the whole thing? What are your thoughts on this?
All right,
is neither of them used enough words to declare what their expectations were for this vacation.
Mhm.
When he told her pick a spot, he should have been like, understand, my budget is this, or understand, I'm in a position where probably gonna have to split this thing. You know what I mean? And true enough, could be an uncomfortable conversation because obviously sis is giving traditional. Sis is giving, I keep my purse in the trunk. Like that's what sis is giving. Okay, cool. No shade to sis. But if she expected him to pay for everything, someone who cares about their person would have said, okay, babe, you want me to pick the place? Is there
What's your budget?
What's your budget? What are my, how much, where we going? How are we trying to go? We trying to go? We just trying to do a little runaway? Like that's when you make it fun. You ask the questions, you understand. So you're not putting him in a position to feel as though I can't cover. Because if you want to holler at him about how all this man, the man does this, and I feel like an idiot to ask that, then you, ma'am, should be trying to position this in a way that does not make him feel as though he cannot take care of it. If so. So if your expectation is Montego and his budget is more Montana, then y'all need to have that conversation when he says pick your place. Pick my place within the States, pick my place any place. How far are we going, baby? Like, okay, cool. I get to pick the place. Ooh, okay. So if I go like, and then have those there's all kinds of ways that we could finesse that. But the assumptions are going to create this every time.
Yep.
Every time. Because I don't,
Yep. So on the original post, I said to this, I said, actually, I don't really see any. I said when on the original post, I saw this. I thought to myself, this is the right time to have this conversation because vacations are different than like going out on dates. So I mean, we've been together. They've been together 9 months. After 9 months, there's an established protocol for like dates. There's just, like the stuff that they do wherever they live. But when you start getting into like vacation, that's another level. And
it's a different level of expense.
Yeah, that's a different level of expense. That's a different level of expectation that you typically don't converse on a day-to-day basis. And in this generation, and this not generation, but in the way people date now, those conversations about like, hey, what do we expect on vacations don't come up. And so I think this is an appropriate time. What's up, Trey? This is an appropriate time to have that conversation to determine, okay, so when we go on vacation, what is the expectation? My expectations when we go on vacation that you're going to be able to handle the vacations. Okay, so then I need to know, A, if I'm down with that, or if I'm not down with that. B, if that's the case, then I need to set my budget appropriately in the future. So okay, now we're not going to go out 3 times a month. I can only go out twice a month because I need to be putting more money. Like those things, this is the appropriate time for that. I don't think that she should feel bad for having to explain her expectation to him.
Or furious for his suggestion of paying hat. Like,
yeah, I don't think that Jeff was wrong. I don't think, again, I agree with it. I don't think that they're supposed to, either one are supposed to be upset at the other. This is just an opportunity to have a grown conversation about if our relationship is to continue, how do you want to proceed with this type of thing going forward? I think that's really what this could be. And this could be an opportunity for them to take their, okay, we on the same page about this. Let's move forward. So, hey, while we on the subject, let's talk about money in general. So do you also expect me to pay all the bills if we're married? Do you expect me, like, what is your expectation about that too?
Yeah, because it's obvious she has expectations.
Yeah.
If she's going this hard about a vacation, right. She's going this hard about a vacation, you need to have a clear 9 months. This is before you get and like KG said, he married his wife after 9 months. So men who are serious about it, around this time is when he begins to think about, okay, so what's next? So yes, if this is how hard you go about a half on a vacation, let's talk about half on life. What do you see
Right.
your half and my half, and what does this look like? Yeah,
Right.
absolutely agree. Completely agree.
And now to the beginning portion of it, I think you hit that on that nail on the head by saying that, like, when the conversation first came up, it would have been better for them to have the thorough conversation. It sounded, now again, this is just a scenario. I'll make an assumption here from the scenario that their communication, his communication, is very wide open, and he needs to learn when he's dealing with her, and she needs to learn when she's dealing with him to be more specific about what you're saying. Because when you throw out general statements, you can't be mad when you get a general response. Mm-hmm. And that's what they will. Well, y'all both get off of here. So you got general statements going back and forth, and then the other one is disappointed because neither of them, to your point, have communicated what the problem is.
Yep. And again, then at the end, now I'm defending my position as opposed to just sharing it.
Right.
We do this after you done went through all the prep and planning, and you set on Montego at 2,200, and I'm telling you, we ain't going to no Montego. Like, I mean, we can go, but I'm gonna need you to get your 1,100. Like, now we got extra emotion on top of just excitement of planning. Mm-hmm. It's planned now. I need credit card information at this point. If we're talking about, I can create a list and I can get Pinterest boards and I can go down YouTube rabbit holes and make this a thing because I have a range, that's different, you know.
Right.
So, yeah, she should have asked more questions.
Yeah. Dan said, I would to God that people saw disagreements as an opportunity to speak about the macro issue and not focus on the micro. The maturity level that it takes to switch focus in that way is next level. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. And I think to Dan, to your point, that if you can't, you're going to continue to have enough micro issues that's going to lead you to the macro problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to keep coming up in multiple different areas, the same thing. It'll keep coming up in multiple different ways until you actually deal with the root of the problem. Now, the hope is that you don't become so frustrated dealing with it that by the time you actually get to where you actually deal with the real problem, that you're not wore out.
Yeah. I'm giggling at Wes's comment about Dre. I think Dre would have eventually paid for the trip, but he would not have folded if his budget would not have allowed for it. What I know of Dre would have said, okay, Queen, I understand you want to go to Montego Bay. I can make Montego Bay happen for you. However, I'm gonna need, and he's gonna take about 48 hours. Dre's gonna come back with a presentation. He's gonna have a new account set up for the budget and then the vacation spend. He might have a little barometer tracking his progress so Queen can see I'm working on it, baby. You know, like he's good for, if I can't do it now, I'm gonna show that I'm still dedicated to the effort of getting us there. That's the thing over the 10, 11, 12 years, how long we've known each other as a circle of friends. Yeah. I have seen him be very intentional. See, I know my bro. Intentional about how he disagrees, especially when it comes to the Queen. How he pushes back or redirects is important because he knows her. He knows her triggers. He knows her vulnerabilities. He knows just how hard to go, just how soft, and he'll do all that research and all that stuff to let her know, no, I heard you. I'm here. I'm engaged. I'm not going to inconvenience us long term for this short term. Like, he's a very long game thinking type of man. And I think for women who come very determined, like Kia, who has a lot of the time, that type of energy is necessary to be able to, if there's patience attached to that, if she's willing and he has the necessary patience to be able to show her that it's worth you waiting on me to show. It's going to be so worth it when you let me do this the right way. For this, and for the next. And I think if more men took more time to hone in on those skills, that would be huge. What am I reading? So what is you know I'm picking on you? Why excuse me? Because I know you. Like we've had these again, 10 like
conversation. You've had enough conversations to know how he functions.
Yeah, and I've watched it, and I watch how she also responds. I don't even know Queen well at all. I only see how she shows up and that grin, that ear to ear kilowatt smile of how she receives him in that way. And hey, like you can't deny that. So yeah, my bro, you be on it, and it's good. It's good stuff. Yeah.
So Dan says, so what if a person is focused on being right than getting it right?
They will constantly be like this.
I would say this: if a person, I would say that, well, they could be. I would say that if I were the other person who was focused on getting it right, then I would learn the skill to navigate them through the conversation. Because typically a person who is focused on being right is usually there's there's an insecurity that's underlying this that's not allowing them to move beyond. So whether it's that something that's happened in their childhood where or in their life where they've consistently not felt like they've been heard, whether they feel like that you have not in the past consistently paid attention to them, or there's something that's there. So I would slow them down, remove my emotion from the conversation, and let's analyze. Let me walk you through this. Okay, so what you're saying is, and this is like, and I'm gonna let you not respond to your what's the word, emotive moments. Okay, I understand that. I know, I see that hurt you. Okay, but in this instance, what we're talking about is this. So what do you find is a good solution? Okay, well, here's my concern about that solution. Like, I'm gonna walk you through it. So by the time we done, we gonna end up at you've been heard. You know you've been heard. Now, what's the solution? Tell me. List some solutions. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, does this one work? This one doesn't work because this. Well, this one doesn't work because if we do this, we do this. Okay, so this is what we're left with. Now, which one should we try?
What actions are we going to take towards one of the? Yeah.
And if we're going to get to that, these are what are the action steps that we're going to do to get to that?
And that works if the issue is one wants to get it right and one wants to be right. If both are focused on being right,
then now we're back to Hiroshima.
We ain't going there. We just ain't gonna go. And you know what? I don't think this might work after all. I don't think we might be a good fit anyway.
Yeah. Yep. And that's true. Yep. Because if you can't do it, then if somebody can't do it, we in trouble. We're in trouble. So yeah, that's I've seen that 1,000 times, boy. Whew. What else? What do we miss? Did I miss any comments? Comments. Any other thoughts on that?
No, that one was
I would say again, if I was them, I would really,
right. Staycation me, please, because no,
I'm not going to the Holiday Inn. We stay at the house. We run that. We gonna go get some 2 for $20s, and we need to have a conversation.
We're gonna put a fort in the living room, and we can chat it out.
Let's have this conversation. Come on, let's keep talking. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. All right, let's see. Here we go. So this, So look, what was the question that I asked on this was?
What was the question?
It took me a second question. The question I asked: how does a person maintain a healthy, not so much as not just work life, but like work-life balance, personally as well as relationally? Here is my thought. My thought is I see a lot of relationships where seasons, one person is super busy, one person is not. And what happens is the person who's super busy gets so overwhelmed with work that they lose connection with the person who's not, or vice versa, whatever. And now this relationship becomes chaotic. Let's just use that word. Because one person feels disconnected, the other person is laser focused. Then I've seen where, the person who's not as busy is now saying something, you only care about work. Hey, what you mean? I'm over here trying to get me some, I'm out here trying to get this money and do this for us and do that for us. And you trying to hold me back from doing what I'm trying to do for us and for me and for my career. And the other's like, but what about the family? What about us? Life is not always about work and money. What you mean it ain't always about work and money? You ain't complaining.
We need work and money when we gotta live a life. Yeah.
You don't have a problem. Well, when you going shopping or whatever, you don't seem to mind. But now all of a sudden you got a problem. I just want you here with me. Well, I want to be here too. Don't you think I want to be here too? I don't want to be working these hours, but I got to go and pay these bills. Yep. So this is a conversation or something similar to it. I probably in a lot of couples and in my own personal life have had multiple times. So the question was, how do you maintain a healthy work-life balance? Thinking in the context of relationships, as well as your own personal. Sorry, KG.
Right. Stepping on your toes, bro. Work-life balance. So I struggle with this, admittedly. But it has been definitely reprioritized as of late. Let me say this. So I've worked since I was 15, as far as like work goes. And my family has a business. So before I was the permit age, there was work. I have a strong work ethic. My dad, my mom, like I do work. I don't mind working. I ain't running work. As I've gotten older I've been able to shift from working to having a career that I love and I'm passionate about. And it doesn't feel so much like work. Here recently, they're working the hell out of me, but I'm enjoying the work at the same time. So for me, when I get into a mode of enjoying my work, it's hard for me to identify when I'm out of balance until I'm way out of balance. And because I work a full time, I have only so much time for the personal things that I'm passionate about, which makes it so on my downtime, I still manage to be working somehow, whether it be in my business, as far as, Elegance by Design, or I've been I think I was 7 years old when my mama first taught me how to braid hair. It heals me and it does something for my clients. So it's so much more than money for me. I like my coins, but it's so much more than money for me with why I do what I do on the weekends as far as taking care of my hair clients. So if you look at how much my output as far as what work would be, it's out of balance. So like I can't even sit here and say that the scales are in any way even, but I can say that I'm very fulfilled in that, and that I still am able to, as far as the life side, because my family understands that need to hit those points for me. If I can keep it realistic, where I'm not always gone and I'm not always in the bed, that type of thing, and we're communicating, we still have that time, they understand that. So there's a balance in them loving and understanding what I need to feel like I'm not just doing a job and coming home and sit. Like I need these things for me to be able to still feel like I'm me. Now, relationship wise, and I'm not looking at this as solely romantic. I'm looking at this as because I take my friendships extremely seriously. I am, the imbalance is my out. I getting out and physically being and engaging in all of that is a lot for me, and that is what would be out of balance in the relationships, in the physical show up, in the day-to-day things. If you need me, baby, with my non-driving in the dark ass, I'm Miss Magoo on the way. You know what I mean? Because I rock that way. But I get very deeply invested. I care. I feel. You can make a post and I'm like, that ain't right. And I'm in the inbox. You good? You know what I mean? So like that and can be a lot for some people. Some people would see that as an imbalance because I don't need you to do all that. I ain't asked you for all of that. And then sometimes that can create hardship because I don't know how to not love the way that I love. And so that has become something, if we're talking about balance, that I've had to identify that everyone can't be an inner circle.
Right.
Because that inner circle gets that go hard or go home. You know what I mean? I'm gonna come daytime with a flashlight for you. But, and everyone doesn't need that or expect that of me. What I want from our relationship may not be what you want. So sometimes the balance has to come from having that conversation for me. Oh no, I might be thinking we on our way to bestie, and you be like, girl, no, we cool, like no hard feelings, but like some people need more to get there, and I'm a lot for a lot of people. Like I don't make any apologies for that, and I'm okay with that. You can tell me and I'm okay, cool, like
yeah,
noted. Yeah, so I'm working on this. I can say I'm a work in progress to this question for sure.
That's fair. Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why I asked. I think I do it well in seasons. In seasons, I'm good at it, but overall, I'm trash. I am, because when I get the things that I do know to do. Let me say this: I know how to communicate that I'm either in or about to be in a very busy season.
Yes.
So for me, I've learned to say, hey, these next 6 weeks,
I'm gonna fade to black a little bit. Yeah,
it's gonna be rough, and I need you to give me a little grace. I know how to do that, but I don't know how to always recognize, like in a normal rhythm. I don't always know how to do that. I don't know how to always even because sometimes even my normal rhythm is a lot. So I don't know how to do that. I have also learned how to I've learned how to pick up on the cues most of the time. Most of the time. Like, but I also tell people you gotta be super direct with me.
Yep.
I'm not the beat around the bush person. I'm not the context clue person. You gotta say, I need date night every week. I need blah 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 blah. You got to tell me what you need and then give me the opportunity to say, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. What I can do is, but I can't do that. And then if that's something you can't handle, fine. I've also learned that most of my friends, because my inner circle people, because they know that about my life, don't have the expectation that we gonna sit up and talk a lot. Like they know I could probably talk to Dan once every other month. We might talk for 2 hours. Yeah, it might be once every other month for 2 hours. Yeah. And because he knows I'm busy, I know he's busy. I need what I need. Like I talk to my guys almost every day, but that's a check in. Hey, you good? Text but other than it's not a. I just don't have that kind of time. With I don't have that kind of time. Same thing with my family. Like I don't have that kind of time. So I'm gonna call my mom and my daddy. Most of the time.
Right, I was about to say, and I haven't even been on that as much as I can. Yeah, as much as I should.
Even they know, hey, this is Holy Week. He's busy. All right, let's give him some space. He's got church Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. He's sleepy. Leave him, so even then, like there's some time that they give me. But then again, same thing when we talk. They know we're gonna get it in, and I just don't. Yeah, so I'm not good at it. I'm not great at it. I'm learning. I'm always trying to get better at it. I think personally, I think the personal one part of it is hard too, because again, rhythms. Like, I'm a rhythm person, so I'm good at. I'll be working out real good for 6-8 weeks. Put my schedule off, and it's hard. And I'm off schedule for 3 weeks, and it's hard.
It's hard to regain. The pivot is tough. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just trying to get back in that, and I have gotten better at, really good actually, at making sure my days off are days off. I've gotten a lot better at that. Friday,
and not feeling lazy, not feeling like the negative connotation around lazy.
I'm just saying I'm lazy.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
But like, I'm resting, I'm recovering, I'm recharging. I'm the way that we talk to ourselves matters, and it gives us the permission to make it a part of our routine.
Yeah.
If I schedule in lazy on my calendar every Saturday, I might skip a lazy every other Saturday. But if I put in recharge, restore, replenish me, you know what I mean? Those types of things start to train the affirmations, the confirmations. You deserve, do this. You know what I mean? And yes, Kate. Yep. Any of the inner circle will tell you the exact same thing. Period. Pooh. Period. So it is definitely something we have to give ourselves permission to do. Resting, communicating, setting the boundaries, and owning who you are. The fact that that you have these phases and stages, and this is not only what I'm working on to be a better person to those that I engage with. This is also a level of expectation and care that I expect from those who care for me in return. And being able to move with the understanding that will be fulfilled, or there's another conversation that we need to have, because that's not a lot to ask for you to allow me to move in a way that makes me feel fulfilled, and that I can show up and be all the things that you're expecting me to be here and be. Because if you only have your bullet list of the things that I'm supposed to be for you, and in no way do I get to do the things or be a part of, engage in, pour in to the things that fill me up as a person, that allow me to pour into your list. How's that gonna work?
Yep. It's not.
So when we, I also want to say, so when we are confronting our loved ones with their imbalance, be prepared to maybe pick some of the stuff that's got to wait on this side. You're a participant in that balancing to a certain extent.
Yep. And then I just be going, you got to slow me down or I won't notice I'm getting better. Yeah.
Yep. Wynn and I have learned to do that for each other over the years. This year we've been really good too. I have to high five us. We have been really good. We have noticed, even without having conversation, you tired? Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I noticed you were. Yep. And we used to feel a way about it, and now it's like, no, we need this, so we can actually do what we need to do. Yeah.
I think what's funny though too is not funny but interesting is I used to feel like if I didn't show up, I was gonna lose something. That was my thing. I felt like if I'm not consistent, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna miss something. I'm not gonna. Whereas now it's, if I don't get it, it's not for me.
It's not for me.
Or
it needs the best me. Whatever it is needs the best me to do it.
Yeah. Or see, and my thing is, I never feel like me showing up in most instances is not you getting the best me. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if I show up, like when I sit in this chair to do this, as tired as I am, I'm gonna give you the best me.
All I got. Yep.
And so when I get up on that platform, when I'm sitting in front of you as a counselor, when I'm like, I'm gonna give you that, but I recognize what it does to me when I leave.
Yeah.
And so now I can give this the best me, but everybody else gets raggedy me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad because from that, and I'm like, I didn't like if I would not have done tonight's show, would I have been okay?
Mm-hmm.
Lose listeners, and we used to have this and we gonna lose listeners, and this person ain't gonna come back, and they just started watching,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, they'll be back, and if not,
somebody else will show up.
They not for us anymore. Yeah. Like maybe their season is up, or but that's a shift in my personal mindset that I've had to stop trying to chase and allow it to attract,
mm-hmm.
And allow the people who are attracted to us, me in every area, to be there and be okay when somebody's not. That's been the biggest shift for me.
Yep.
Was I'm not missing. You're not missing. You're not going to miss an opportunity. You're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. That rest could position you for the opportunity. Mm-hmm. And that's what I don't think we have. Again, Dan, if you're still on, I need you to know you said something that has stuck with me like for literal ever, by the way. We as a community make so many decisions from that space of lack. Mm-hmm. To the point where we do not know how to take care of ourselves. It's affecting how we don't know when to say when so that we can actually win. Like it's crazy. Like the fact that we don't know what surplus, we're not comfortable. We don't feel prepared for it. We don't expect surplus, bounty, excess, the win. We don't expect it. We expect to work towards it. We expect to fight for it, scrap for it, to grapple, to die working towards it. But the idea of actually attaining it, and then how do we maintain it, is scarier than not having it ever at all.
Yep.
We're comfortable with the idea of not having it because then that gives us something to continue to strive for to a certain degree. I know how to do that. I know how to work. Right. I know how to hustle. I know how to get it out the mud. I know how to whatever. You know what I mean? But I don't know how to rest. I don't know how to enjoy. I don't know how to marvel. I don't know how to
put systems in place that will allow the things to happen when I'm not working.
That's for them.
I don't know I just know how to survive.
Yes. And so that is a personal mindset shift. Mm-hmm. It's a circle shift. It's a family, like it's
a community shift.
It's a community shift. We are out of balance. It's we have to realign how we look at the route to success.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. You got something else?
No. Them about when I looked at that scale, I was like, I don't know. I can't really speak to that one.
I used to say I didn't believe in work-life balance. Now I'm like, I have no choice. I'm getting older now.
you have to. You have to.
I have to.
Yeah. Burnout is real. Burnout is real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I ain't got nothing else. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. And I made a good dinner, so I'm gonna go eat, and I'm going to bed.
Go for it. All right, y'all. It's been a good show tonight. Make sure you hit your say. We are stuck. We are stuck, unfortunately, on the survival of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Your survival is great. You need it, but when you are attempting to scare your life, it is an impediment. Impediment. We cannot live above the level we believe by ourselves. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bro.
Absolutely.
Bro.
Absolutely. And we're going to learn. We're going to figure it out because I think that's one of the things that we're trying to, we've been talking about is we're trying to learn how to live on this level of flourishing. Like we don't know how to we don't know how to flourish as a people. We know how to survive. And so now to take that step from the survival into scarcity, and then from scarcity into, like we talk about, like wealth and flourishing and things like that. And thriving, that's a totally different level that we have not, again, that we have not as people in this country had the opportunity to experience as a whole. So now that we're getting into it, we're not there yet, but we're getting into that space, it looks different.
Yeah. And we have to be willing to learn different. Like, we're not prepared for this.
Yep.
So the thought that we can get in these positions, we can even be in progress to the positions and not be learning in progress, is you are doing yourself a disservice. You cannot get all the way there and say, okay, now I got to figure out how I'm going to stay. No, that is a transition. That's a shift that happens at each stage.
Right. Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. All right.
Lean in, y'all. Lean in, fam.
Absolutely. We're gonna keep talking through it and getting that. We're gonna get that together. Y'all stay with us every week. Again, great show, Q, as always. Good feedback. Thank you. Appreciate you. Y'all have a good night, and we will see y'all next Tuesday for another good show. If you haven't shared this, make sure you hit that share button. Send it to your people. Let them know that they need to tune in.
This was a good one.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Peace.